technically would that be an apprentice or what was her actual job? Was she an apprentice in this
She
carpenter?
was the apprentice there. Technically, she'd sort of gone off and done her own stuff and was
Technically,
beyond the apprenticeship, but
she'd
he
be a
never.
journeyman technically.
Yeah, journeyman. But he
Uh,
never really stopped treating her as an apprentice. So let that
yeah,
color you as you will.
yeah. I was just curious because I'm like sitting here. I'm like, does the word is apprentice actually used for carpenters? I know it's used for most
Yeah,
skilled
they
trades.
do use apprentice, journeyman, and so on.
Okay. She's part of the group that made it out with me, and she was the apprentice at our carpenter. So I was wondering if she had peeked
Oh,
back here to.
I'm afraid not. Well, name's Elias, by the way, and he sort of reaches out a hand to shake yours.
Nice to meet you, Elias. And okay,
You too.
Lutz. I got edit button. Oops, too far. I probably misspelled that. Is Southwest Times. There you go, Sam. I got a name.
I'm so proud of you.
Dingus also tries to introduce himself. He's mum-ups at the carpenter.
I looked down at Dingus, and do I actually know? Like, has Sam used the name Dingus with him?
I don't know.
Since you're here, Sam, you can pipe up on this.
I probably haven't.
Okay, so you haven't said his name at all. Great. Okay, so
And he does look at you expectantly, Carric.
does he look like a dingus?
He wants you to introduce him, and he's had that behavior the past few days.
And flying into multiple trees and running in circles around town trying to get me to chase him,
And then,
basically.
oh god, so many flashes in your head. So many flashes, so many different shapes, colors, thoughts, concepts, ideas. He's trying to tell you what his name is.
Do I get the idea with an insight of 18?
Yeah, yeah.
And sir, since he's trying to introduce himself and doesn't be common pets, this here is Dingus.
Hello, Dingus. He's a cute little fella you got.
Yeah, he is. He's also a handful at times.
Yeah, I can
Looking
imagine.
at the
It's quite
brushing the
expensive, aren't they?
crumbs off my coat.
They're expensive little mites, aren't they?
I'm guessing that's probably public knowledge.
Sort of like you probably wouldn't have heard of much trade for them,
Okay.
but yeah, you can imagine that they're probably pretty pricey.
Normally, sir, yes.
Hello.
Hi, Myth, we're doing stuff, so if you're going to be here, you must mute yourself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We kind of saved him from Goliath.
You thought what? Did you just steal him and run, or?
No. We were I don't know how much has gotten around town. We were the group that brought the head in of the Goliath that killed a couple of adventurers.
Oh, you're certainly getting yourselves about combat. Do you need any weapons, by the way? My son makes some pretty nice bows.
I'll take a look. I've got my I got a couple as we were fleeing for our life is the best way to describe it after leaving Tarnstead, I'll admit.
All right. Well, if you're
But
sorted, no worries. But if not, we'll cut you a decent deal.
would you guys actually possibly be able to repair? We got some weapons are in pretty bad shape.
It depends what you need repairing.
I was actually looking at maybe getting a crossbow repaired.
A crossbow, yeah, we could do a crossbow.
Okay, that would be helpful, and I'll talk. There's a. I'm guessing heavy crossbow literally is just bigger crossbow. So that's the way to describe
Yeah.
the thing. But I'm I'm not good with heavier weapons, but someone in the group might have a use for it. I'll talk with everybody. I think the rest of the stuff was in pretty bad shape. I don't think we're going to be using any of it, so we might just use it for on the road repairs, so to speak, when needed.
Scrap material.
Yeah. Is that actually a thing we could do, Allie? Like the tattered
Yeah, I'd
ones? Could
allow
we
it.
actually use those to repair other things later on?
I'd let you do some batch jobs. Like,
Okay.
it's not going to be a favorable exchange, but I'd let you.
Yeah. Because I figured we have like tattered scimitars and use those tattered scimitars.
As long as you had access to a forge and such.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just so they might actually have uses to keep. And Sam can make use of the tattered leather armor for things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I'll talk to them when they get back. So
Be seeing you around, hopefully.
yeah, at least for a little bit, I think. So I don't know how quick we have to be. How long is it supposed to be until we get? We have to be in Dulvewood.
You were not given an ETA at all.
That's right. We're just supposed to get there.
Yeah, you were given at your quickest convenience with that sort of urgency, but not an actual.
Yeah, and we determined that finding the children and dealing with Dan were slightly more urgent.
Yeah.
So okay. Thank you, sir. I'll bring that crossbow over when I get a chance.
Ian nods and gives you a little wave, and this has taken you most of your lunch break.
Okay,
Thanks to Dingus leading you on a merry chase.
Yes, he's gonna rush on back to the tavern. Cunning action and using triple moves.
All right, so you dash across the town square like a bat out of hell, startling a few people as you go by. But as you start to get towards the tavern, you do see a cart pulled up front. It's got a covered top, and there are various boxes and barrels being loaded off of it.
Okay. Do I see the elf?
You see the tavern keep outside, sort of directing them.
I know we got his name, but I just noticed it's not in the list. Did we get his name?
Maybe someone could help you.
Hey, Sam. This is where we found out she wandered away from the computer. Oh. Did you upload your notebook into the list?
No.
What is the name of the person I've been working for multiple days now? The tavern keeper? Because I know we asked.
We did ask. Unfortunately, I have multiple versions of my save file, and it's not in the one that I opened.
Oh,
well, Sam,
no.
As a fun note, Sam, we now have Notepad in the game.
Oh, we do. That's really handy. I'm not going to upload anything there because the other people need to suffer.
Uh-huh.
Oh, its name is Enrin.
Oh, damn it.
But by the way, because I found the right version of the notepad file because I have two versions from different points of saving. Sorry. I'll go back to mute.
Normally, I actually have all this type of stuff in a notepad, but with everything since yesterday was actually the month exactly, I haven't cleaned the office enough to actually get a notebook someplace. So
Pro tip: I'm letting the players help each other, but I'm not helping people if they don't write stuff down.
Well, see, I'm going to be cheating soon.
Yeah, and taking that feat that forces me to tell you. Yeah.
Well, here's the plus side, Allie. Got into level, 12.
Yeah, no, because you're going to be delayed on your fucking ASIs.
Well, the thing is I'm taking Ritual Caster as my second feat, and Prodigy as the first feat.
Nice.
Because Ritual Caster actually probably is slightly more important, being without actually having a true mage in the group.
You want those tasty ritual spells?
Yeah.
But yeah, you see Tavern Keeper outside, directing them where to put stuff.
I'm gonna head over and just actually technically not even the name because I just keep calling him Sir. So Sir, do I need help with anything right now?
Yeah, if you could, he's gonna motion off. Get these boys some lunch going.
Absolutely. I'm gonna run in, and you want how many rolls?
I want let's see. It's a on the house lunch, so you would know that this doesn't have to be anything particularly specific or picky. So you can
Okay.
just do one batch cook.
Okay. Oh,
Which
I'm actually up.
oh
The character actually, has standards,
uh-huh.
and
Are you actually gonna just toss that out?
actually, I was debating using an inspiration.
You can do that if you want.
I'm actually going to use an inspiration. Now, is that rerolls with advantage, or just a reroll?
That's just a reroll.
Okay.
Okay.
He's very inspired.
You start cooking, and then you remember. Oh wait, I left the heat on way too high, and you turn it down. And that could have been disastrous. But you'd never do that. And yep, you prepare them up a nice hearty meal, and you see him moving in and out the kitchen. It's taking some stuff down into the cellars. It's probably a restock of some raw ingredients and so on.
Okay.
And you're able to get their stuff served up as they settle down in the front. It's a small crew, 4 people, a mix of elves and humans, and also a woman comes and sits at the bar away from them. Not someone you've seen in town before, but you don't know if you've seen everybody.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I will go up to her. Hello, ma'am. What could I get you?
Oh, hi there. And 1 second, Blackie.
Mm-hmm. Make a wisdom save.
Yeah, I just need to look out the DC for this horrible enchantment that's about to hit you.
I was just sitting here going, well, we found the actual Fae, and everybody abandoned me to town to avoid.
Here it is. Copy.
I
Like I said, Addie's not super prepared because this is way earlier than she thought it'd be.
Just remember, if she wants you to have any of her sweets, run.
Yeah, but the children in Hensel go were the real monsters.
She has probably a van parked outside, Blackie. That's a medieval van. Don't get in her van.
But vans are fun.
Okay. So she settles down. She's wearing a very very nice gown compared to what these other men are wearing. They're more robust traveling clothes. Hers is finer, and she certainly looks well cared for, despite her age. Long silvery hair. The lines on her face tell you she's old, and it's a little hard to see the ears, that your usual indicator of heritage under all that hair. You can give me a perception check, if you so please.
Okay.
Oh,
That 20.
As she sort of shifts her head about, there's that brief glimpse of pointed ears.
Okay.
But a elfin heritage.
I would say full elf.
Looks like it. And there's a picture. That should have worked, I think.
Yep. Elderly lady.
Yeah.
Hey, it scrolls down. She still doesn't have hands.
No, she's in fact just a floating torso.
Oh no, it's a lich!
Yep. And she smiles at you and just goes, "Could I have a glass of wine, please?"
Absolutely. Red or white?
Red.
He's gonna go. Do we have different levels, or is this
No.
Okay. I was suddenly went. I should probably check with the GM that this actually is just.
In fact,
like
you
a
may not, in
diesel
fact,
habit.
have white.
Well, no. I mean, you pulled the bleach and red wine and turned white, and this is why the French hate. I'm gonna go get her glass of wine. Bring it on over.
Oh, thank you. Don't think I've seen you in here before.
I'm pretty new to town. It's been 3 days. We've been here.
Oh, she sort of reaches her hand out across the bar to you. I'm Lynn.
Nice to meet you, Lynn. I am Carric.
Carric.
I wish I had a third monitor. Sam, steal Elliot Drax's monitor and send it to me, please.
Which one?
Any of them. I just need a third
The
one.
big
I
one.
was figure. Oh, that's the loot. So, Allie, you had somehow did that perfectly to have her picture right over the the loot one with all the names on it. I'm like pushing the button over and over. Okay, then.
So, what brings you to Southwest Time, Carric?
I'm one of the survivors from Tarnstead.
Terrible tragedy.
It was, yes.
And how are you faring, boy?
We're doing pretty well. There's a group of us that made it out together, so.
Was the journey safe, I trust?
Not entirely. Some encounters that are rather would be forgotten, but will not be.
I'm very sorry. And she actually sort of, takes your hand, places her own over it, patting it lightly. One of your age shouldn't have such harrowing experiences.
It makes you stronger, I've always been told, when you hardships.
Oh, and, well, you do seem like a strong boy.
As like says 10 strength.
Yeah.
Out of character. Are you from Southwest Time, ma'am?
No, I'm not from Southwest Time. I live nearby, though. What about you? Do you plan to settle down here?
Well, we heard the survivors are supposed to report up to Dulvewood, so we're just taking care of some of the notice board before we head up. Try to make it a little bit better here.
I'd heard that a few bandits had been dealt with.
And the rest of the group are out, possibly with some leads on the missing children.
The Fae stuff.
Out of character.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody we've talked to has mentioned that before.
No.
What do you mean, ma'am?
Oh, those words. Fae dwell in them, yes. Surely that's why they're going.
That's their belief. That's why they had me stay here.
Why?
We had a little encounter with a dryad, and it didn't go well for me, and well, for them technically at the same time.
Your fair features.
Yes.
Yes, that would be quite appealing. She sort of smiles at you and let's go over your hand. So you think your friends will fare well against the Fae?
I believe they will.
So you have confidence in them?
I do. We are good at what we do, it seems, somehow.
Oh, that might be. If you don't want to settle down here and you don't know what you're going to do after you hit Dulvewood, there's always that adventuring life.
There is. It's been an adventuring life so far since we left.
And she is just staring at you, sort of smiling fondly. Roll insight for me.
It's really creepy, Allie. As you were saying that, my hand slowly moving my mouse to the inside.
Insight, Valen.
Mike, I'm going to be rolling this to see where's that one. Oh, not.
Okay. It's you've had similar looks before. Girls
just the look the dryad had.
Not quite.
Okay.
It's a fond gaze, but it does not seem lustful.
Okay, so like someone who has a fondness for you but doesn't want to jump in your pants.
Yes. Okay. She's just enjoying listening to you talking.
You said you're from around here.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know anyone lived outside the town. It is a town, right? Or is it not even a town? Is it a village?
It's a village.
Okay. Outside the village, I didn't know there was many people who lived out there.
Oh, there's lots of little farmhouses scattered here and there.
Okay.
you could travel away from all the villages, and you'd still find people settled down.
Do you come into town often?
No, not very often at all.
Are you here with the crap? What's the word? I almost tried to say the delivery man, but I don't think that's the word used. The gentleman bringing in the supplies.
Well, I'm here. They're there.
Okay. Is there anything else I could get you, ma'am?
What would you recommend, food-wise?
Um, damn it, Allie, damn it. Because I'm mentally sitting here going, what was food? What would be food around here? And I could, if you don't have any major preference, I could go in the back and cook you something, ma'am.
Yes, surprise me. That'd be nice.
Go in the back.
Oh, heavy on the meat, please, dear.
Absolutely. You gotta go back and. Where's Cassiopeia when you need her?
How does centaur sound?
Centaur steak. Oh, centaur ribs. Actually, that sounds kind of good. One more roll.
Oh,
Gonna remake.
you gonna toss that aside?
Yes, because that's fire shouldn't be that color.
Yeah, the stove goes up far more sharply than you expected it to.
Need to get Gifted in here to fix the stove.
Gifton, fast forward into the future, one of those things you did while you were fixing people's stuff. Stove.
That's better.
Okay, that's better. Yep, you cook a decent meal. What are you preparing, Blackie?
So I'm guessing most of the meat's probably wild game around.
There's
this
plenty of
area.
wild game. There's venison. There is a bit of lamb. You assume one of the farms around here must have sheep.
Okay.
There is a bit of beef, but it seems to be more jerky. You know, it's not a.
So this area seems to raise lambs, not
Yeah, that stands.
sheep.
You
Not
you
cows.
have seen a few cows, but they seem to be for milking.
Milk.
Yeah.
Well, since I don't have, I'm guess you just want to wait a while. The first thing that popped in my mind is not going to be me, which was actually no. I could do it the smaller way, something like chop stuffed. You said wild game.
There's
Actually,
pheasant. There's pigeon. There's
we're gonna do
deer. There's a bit of boar.
boar. We're gonna do a boar chop
Mhm.
stuffed with lamb. That's been cooked with onions and mushrooms, that type of stuff. You know, the traditional, really tasty vegetables. But obviously, mostly meat there because she asked for it.
Okay.
And then do a pan sauce. It's really bad that I can do that off the top of my head once I know ingredients.
Yeah. Okay, so you come out with this lovely little dish of very meaty dish. As you come out, please give me a perception check.
Not very good.
You just see Dingus on the countertop, sort of meeping at her, and she seems to be talking to him in return, but you can't really hear what she's saying. And
Can I tell what language she's?
nope,
Is she talking?
you can't hear her. I'm afraid.
Can't hear it all. Okay.
Because she starts to stop as when you approach her.
Okay. Oh, I see you met Dingus.
Yes, he's a fine little fellow, isn't he? And she scratches under Dingus' chin, who flaps his wings happily.
He is.
And Dingus flashes at you. Shapes, happy shapes, and concept of pretty.
Have I ever seen him do? Have I seen? I can see in other people's heads, obviously now. Have I ever gotten that type?
Nope.
The pretty concept. Okay. Well, he seems to like you too.
Oh, I suppose it's very nice to be appreciated by little creatures. Aren't you cute? Yes.
Out of character, my brain goes, Give her food. Hand him a mouse. He's a cat, damn it. I'm gonna put her meal down in front of her.
Oh, thank you. Oh, this looks lovely. You made this yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
And she's going to, cut into it, and she's going to take a bite, just chewing it slowly, appreciatively. It's like, oh, you're a wonderful cook.
I learned from the best.
And who would that be?
My mother.
Your mother? Is she?
I don't actually know right now. She left Tarnstead with our tavern keeper while I was grabbing stuff. So I hope she survived, but I haven't seen her yet.
I wish for the best for you then. And she continues to dig into her meal, and she even actually cuts a little bit off the dingus and sides it off her plate.
Make sure there's no backpacks around.
Mm-hmm.
Since he seems to be storing things in backpacks.
And she doesn't try and maintain conversation as she eats. She actually focuses on the meal, letting you get back to any business you want.
Okay. Making sure the delivery men, because I still don't know what the word is.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, are
They finish eating, and you get you ask for a couple of rounds of drinks. They're starting to just joke, kid with each other uproariously in the corner.
okay. Say that again. Brain did not parse that properly.
They're just starting to joke and laugh with each other in the corner.
Okay, my brain suddenly was like heard child in the corner. I'm like, wait, who got? You're in trouble. Go to the tavern, sit in the corner.
And before long, she finishes off her meal and her glass of wine, and she stands up, sort of brushing herself down, and goes, "How much do I owe you, dear?"
How much are?
It's probably about a gold piece for this whole thing.
It would be a gold piece, ma'am.
And she reaches into a little side satchel and pulls out a gold piece, places it down. I need you to make a perception check.
And again, 14 for passive.
Passive?
Oh, not that matters.
Wow. Okay. Well, you've not seen this style of coin pressing before, and the coin itself looks really old.
Are you sure you want to pay with that coin, ma'am?
Oh, is it not enough?
No, it's enough, but it seems very unique. And
Unique? No. And she actually opens up her satchel, pulls out a few coins that look exactly the same as that. It's nothing special.
When you say very old, are we talking like older than the dwarf?
Yes. So you still see old coins from previous kings and so on in circulation. This doesn't match any of those either.
Okay, ma'am.
There's still what you recognize as a Barast emblem on it.
It's just a brass emblem. Everything else is far older than I will ever live to see, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
And she smiles, nods her head. It was a pleasure meeting you, Carric.
It's a pleasure meeting you also, Madam Lynn.
And you little dingus, you look after Mr. Mask here. And she pets the pseudo dragon and then starts to head on out.
Ma'am?
Yes?
How'd you know my last name?
She pauses and gives me a insight check.
That part he remembers not saying.
Mm-hmm. There is that little glimmer of whoops on her face as she goes, I must have overheard the tavern keeper or so on.
Okay, ma'am.
And she continues on out.
Where's my bio? Let's see. We're gonna go in allies and organizations.
Also, as a heads up, I offloaded a lot of my notes into the notes section on Roll20, Blackie.
Oh no. Sammy, you're supposed to keep those jealously and not let anyone see them. Make them beg you for help.
It's okay. They'll never remember to look there, Blackie. I'm the only one that
Hey.
knows.
Hey,
You're the
I
only
resent
one.
that.
I said you're the only one that would know, because
I thought you said I.
the rest of them would never look. They'd sit there and go, "I'd know that name, right?" And then they'd stare at the DM. Which I actually will ask you for clarification, Allie. For some reason, I wrote Yulia down as the name for the priestess, and I don't think that was right. Is that actually her name?
I don't think that was right, but I don't have her name myself, so
Well,
that's her name now.
Allie's other characters now appeared in the world.
Well, I think it was a Yule name because you did give it last session. I can
Yolog?
rewatch this. It sounded like and I remember I put down Yulia ? For some reason, and I was like,
Now, Yulia will do.
Okay. Well, I can
And
watch. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Go ahead, Sam. Okay. Out of character. No, technically it's an in character memory. Out of character question. He doesn't use my last name, really, does he?
No.
Nobody really around. So okay. I did type in possibly by overhearing the tavern keep, but Carric's pretty sure that's not how she knows. But he's not going to push right now because there's something strange going on here, and he doesn't want to be charmed again. He's afraid now. Here's the best thing. He's like not worried about being killed because he doesn't think it's going to happen. He thinks you're going to be charmed again.
The men in the corner, they sort of huddle over at you. Hey, we're ready to pay up. What's the tab?
I'm gonna.
And you know, this is just for the drinks, not the food.
Yep. I'm gonna quickly tally up in my head.
Yeah, it's a couple of silver. It's cheap ale.
A couple of silver, sir.
And they'll actually just put it out, place it down on the table, nodding at you, and they start to get up to head out themselves.
Thank you, gentlemen. Have a wonderful trip back.
Thanks for the meal. It was very nice.
I'm gonna go put the money wherever it's supposed to go.
And they start to head out. Okay. And they open up the door. They all sort of walk out, shamble out. And then can I have another perception check, please? Okay, you've been behind this bar a lot the last couple of days. Mm-hmm. You've been staring towards that door as people come in, come out, come in, come out, and you know that door has a tendency to really swing shut. Like its hinge must be tilted so that once it's opened, it goes whoop back.
Yep.
It stays open like just a few seconds, but it doesn't seem right. But then it clatters shut.
I'm gonna. There's nobody else in the tavern right now besides me and probably the tavern keeper downstairs.
You can hear the rummaging downstairs of the tavern keeper getting stuff put away.
No customers.
Nope, no customers yet.
I'm gonna go over to the door and try to figure out what just happened.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
23.
Okay, so you play over the door. You sort of open it up, let it closes like it did before. You start
like normal close or
like normal closing.
Okay,
it's usual snappy speed.
Okay.
You wiggle it about on its hinges. Nothing seems weird there. You even glance outside. There's no one there. It's perplexing.
Okay. Well, I should probably go back and start cleaning because I have an entire dish to get rid of.
Okay. So you start to clean up out back. You dispose of the somewhat burnt goods.
Yep.
Every now and then the tavern keep comes up to check on you, make sure you're doing all right. Um, asks if you've eaten, have you taken a break?
Um, how often am I supposed to be taking breaks? By the way, I know
Uh,
lunch, obviously. But,
He hasn't really given you a defined time.
I'm gonna be. Uh, I'm gonna take. I'll take one just before the dinner rush, so that
All right, lad.
I don't have to worry about that.
Listen, you've been doing some nice work for me. I know you're suffering a bit, what with Tarnstead and all. So, yeah, why don't you take this for you and yours? And he actually presses some coinage into your hands,
Oh, thank you, sir.
and it's 6 gold coins, which is way more than
Uh,
what your wage should be.
that that's an awful lot, sir. Are you sure about this?
I'm sure about it. Look, I'm old lad. I've got funds squirreled away. This won't hurt me. But I know you lot need to start rebuilding your own lives.
Oh, thank you so much, sir.
Besides, you lot sorted Dan out, and without him harassing people on the way, they'll have more to spend here, won't they?
Yes, they will.
Yeah, and he sort of clasps you onto the shoulder for sort of nudging you off towards the front of the bar. Sit down. I'll give you some lunch.
Thank you, sir. He's gonna start looking at the coins. Oh, um, sir, I have a question for you.
Uh huh.
He's gonna go back. Actually, I'm gonna look at the six. Is that one coin in the six?
Nope, there is none of those in there. There's a mix of different coins in that set, but
I'm gonna go back because since I'm guessing there hasn't been a whole lot of people in since she left.
mhm.
I'm gonna go and grab that coin and go. I had a patron come in and pay with this, and it looks very old.
I'm actually going to roll a check for him.
Didn't expect me to bring that up, did you?
No. He sort of frowns at it a little bit, looking it over. For, oh, I think I've seen one of these before. I remember my great grandfather having some of
Carric
these.
gets that look of like,
Elves
How
live
old?
from about 700 to 900 years, and this is an old elf.
yeah, that's why I'm like, that's why he's using that look of like, wait, what? How?
Where did you find this lad?
Um, she paid. She had a lot of them, but she paid with it. Her name was Lynn.
Wait, these are. Yeah, it's the right collector.
I asked her if she meant to pay with it because it looked very old.
How much
Well,
did
I
she
didn't
pay?
say- Out of character, she paid 1 gold, didn't she?
Yep.
That's what I thought. I was like, wow, she paid 1 gold for what I served her because that's how much the bill came to.
Oh boy, she may have paid like 100 gold.
That's. I asked her if that's what she meant to pay with.
What who was she?
She said her name was Lynn and that she lived near Southwest Time.
Lynn Torrell? Brown hair?
No, she had
No?
white hair.
White hair?
Very old, but pretty looking elf. Looked down at Dingus for the use of the word. It's his idea.
Dingus nods enthusiastically. I don't know anyone around by that sort of description.
She did say she doesn't live in town. She doesn't sound like she comes here that often.
He sort of scratches his chin in that ever so slightly worried way, like he doesn't feel entirely comfortable having this. You see her again. You tell her to come get this, right?
I will, sir.
I don't feel good ripping someone off. Not that it's your fault, lad. You didn't know, but
She did have a lot of them. Her whole all of her queens seem to be that.
really,
Yeah.
maybe
She's
it's
very
fake.
She's a very nice lady.
Out of town, you said.
Yeah, from nearby.
Pop next door. See if my son's seen anybody drop off a horse.
Okay. He's gonna dash out and no, because of course everything's in comparative.
Mhm.
Is this like an elf the equivalent of my age, or is this like more like
Which elf? Oh, what, his
the
son?
son,
Um,
or is this more like?
You've not actually seen him yet.
Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't take Kloppen.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna dash over there and find him.
As you do, perception check, please.
He's actually a centaur. 12.
Once again,
14.
creak. You run out, step, 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 and then clatter, clatter, clatter.
Where's the clatter, clatter,
Instead
clatter?
of the door going creak, clatter, there's a pause once more.
Gonna look behind me.
Yeah, the door's settling shut.
Gonna open the door again and let it close.
Creak, slam. Just closes
Is
like it normally does.
is Dingus on my shoulder?
Dingus has hopped up to come with you, yeah.
Did you do that, Dingus?
Dingus gives you a confused look.
The door not closing, right?
The Dingus's head tilts.
Gonna pat him on the head.
And then, actually, you know what? We're going to do something. We're going to do something with Dingus. Dingus's nose sticks in the air. Looking curious.
Oh, that's Dingus.
And then just shakes his head and nestles around your neck.
Oh, God. Sam, why'd your cat become a constrictor? Could die. I'm gonna kind of shrug a little bit and go over into the stables.
Okay. You head over to stables. You see what looks to be, you'd guess, you're half elven, you're not entirely used to it, but you've seen your other elves around Tarnstead and such, so you guess he's probably, 40 years older than you, but for an elf, that's young.
That is very young for now.
Yeah. He's still a kid in their eyes.
You must be Enrin's son.
Yeah, Matthew. And he holds his hand out.
Nice to meet you, Matthew. I'm Carric, the one that's been helping your dad with surfing and everything.
Oh yeah, he's he's quite fond of you. Yeah, look, I know one of your friends is staying up here. Is this yours? And he's actually pointing towards a wagon at the back.
Is that our wagon?
It's the little pull cart you had.
Yes. Actually, it is ours.
Okay, she didn't. No one told me, so no one tells me nothing here.
I'm sorry. I'll make sure that when if we have anything else come in and stuff that you know it's ours.
Yeah. Cheers.
Your dad actually had me come out here to ask if anyone dropped off a horse in the last. I'm gonna run out. It's not that long of a time, so. Or grab it back.
He gives you a strange look. Looks over at Klopp, who is the only horse here.
So nobody
glances back at you.
somebody
No one's there.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Matthew.
I mean, not unless you count the cart drivers, but they didn't really unhitch.
No, we had a visitor that's seems a little. Did you see a older woman?
Older woman
past elderly elf. I mean, did she look older than Enrin?
It was a little weird. She looks like that greying hair and such tends to indicate pretty old for an elf, but her features weren't quite as worn in. So either she's older and has taken very good care of herself, or a bit younger and just has greyed very rapidly.
She had long gray hair.
Green dress?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw her. Well, she walked into town down there, and he just points to the path to the north.
And we were going to the south to get to the Fate part, right?
Yes.
Okay. Had you seen her before today? Okay.
Not that I see everybody comes through here, but
No, no problem. Thank you.
no worries.
Has the door been acting odd lately? Like today,
Odd.
going into the tavern, it isn't. A couple times it hasn't closed like it should.
What do you mean? Is it getting
It's been
stuck or?
no, it doesn't swing right shut like it had been, but then it does. So I was just seeing if maybe when they were bringing stuff in, if they maybe did something. If you saw,
Hang on, and he puts his little pitchfork, which you assume he's just been tossing hay and all that normal stable jazz.
quick hand me torch.
Puts it against the wall and he brushes his hands off on his overalls and starts to walk over to the door.
Okay, there's a beep outside the door. Nothing outside. Okay, I'm gonna follow behind him.
He pushes the door open and lets it go, and it just closes as it normally does. What do you mean? What's up with it? Is it getting hitched or?
I'm gonna kind of replicate it because I'm pretty sure you can replicate it by actually using hands on the door and holding it and everything.
Yeah. If you put pull the door open and then just sort of let go of the handle, but keep your fingers against it to show the speed, just that, so you could probably replicate what it's doing.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. It's only done it a couple times, but it seemed a little odd that there seemed to be no reason for it.
I don't know. Maybe it's just getting stuck on something every now and then. He's going to take the door and just sort of start pushing it back and forth. Like he's trying to lift it a bit, as you do if you want to see the door jambs like hitting it, but there's nothing that would seem to. He shakes his head. Stone or something?
I don't know. Maybe the wind picked it up wrong or something.
Maybe. So it seems all right.
Yep. Okay. Thank you, Matthew.
No problem. Carric, right?
Yes.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice
Thanks
to
for
meet
helping
you
me
too.
power out.
No problem. It's what I did back in Tarnstead. So.
Okay. He actually reaches out to shake your hand.
Yeah. Shake his hand back.
And then he heads back off to the stables.
I'm gonna head back inside.
Creak.
I was just saying,
Pause.
this time I'm gonna
Pause.
turn. I'm gonna turn after I go through the door and watch.
Right. Yeah. You're looking outside.
And door still does its unusualness.
What I would do is give you a perception check.
Perception roll. 18.
Ooh. Let's 1 second while I GM roll. Oh! Prince screen that because no one would believe me.
Rolling that 20.
I rolled a nat 1.
Oh! I mean, eventually, your luck had to be like my luck.
It's impossible for Ellie to roll a nat 1. It's fake news.
I mean, I'll be honest. If you look at my roll, Sam, I've been having alley luck lately.
And
I have rolled couples, but wow.
Drop this in here. There you go. There's the proof. That's in the pudding.
Wow.
So, what you actually get to see is as you turn suddenly to glance back, you see the stone cobbling out front of the house that is got dirt and straw and such. There is a clear scuffling of material on its surface, and you can even hear what sounds like boots on cobblestone.
Like walking away from the tavern, or like
No,
just
as if somebody was following you and suddenly has had to backstep as you weren't moving. and then has suddenly tried to hold very still.
What do I have? See, the worst part is I don't know what to do now.
And, wow, even with passive perception, yeah, Dingus is staring fixedly at that spot.
Unfortunately, one of the most interesting items I have, which would be very useful right now, I probably won't have with me.
What's that?
A bag of 1,000 ball bearings.
I doubt you have that with you, no.
Or
You do
the
have a coin
oil.
purse, though.
If you unleash that in the tavern, that will be the rest of your day.
Well, the oil would be more entertaining because
I had to burn the tavern down to refuel the ghosts.
No, I wouldn't have lit the oil. I'm just throw the oil at whatever's in front of there because it's obviously a person. Crap. Yeah, I do have a coin purse. I also technically have a sending stone. It's up in my room, so I don't use it. Crap. Throw my clothes in. No, we're not going that route already. That would be bad.
Can't give you a split-second decision. What are you going to do?
Gonna throw the coin purse.
You're throwing the coin purse. Okay. The coin purse at that spot.
Yep.
That coin purse sails forward, and where you would assume if someone was standing on that spot where the scuffling was, you assume where their legs would be, it impacts and falls to the floor, and you hear a schnock, as if somebody cursing in a language you don't understand. Says the space in front of you. I haven't done this in a long while.
Do I recognize the voice from
It's the voice of Lynn.
Pick up the coin purse.
Can I come inside?
Yes. I think that might be for the best.
And do you move aside?
Yes, I do. Yeah. And I'm so glad because I'm pretty sure Sam was thinking the same thing I was thinking, which was visible stalker. And I'm like, sit here, throw the dagger.
Jesus Christ, I'm not going to throw that at you.
I don't know. There's all this. There's unseen servant. There's a whole list of things. I'm like, but if I throw a dagger and it is either good or bad, I'm going to be either fight or have someone unhappy with me.
Now no longer trying to be sneaky, you hear footfalls moving past you, and you even feel the disturbance of air as someone moves past you into the tavern.
I'm sorry, I'm reading what Sam's typing. Throw a dagger. Okay. Why were you following and not visible?
She doesn't reply straight away. Instead, you assume. Actually, no, you wouldn't see, so you wouldn't know. But after for a few moments, she reappears in front of you. Whatever this effect that was keeping her hidden, fading away in the sort of glimmer of air. And she glances around again. Now you can see that she's making sure she's not being seen by anyone else but you. And she gives you an abashed little smile. I'm sorry. I just did not know what to say to you, but I did not want to leave you just yet.
Why is that?
I'm not just some passerby. I'm.
I swear, if she says she's a dryad, I'm just gonna throw the knife anyway. Sorry.
I'm. She closes her eyes. I'm your great grandmother.
How?
Well, you see, when one being loves another very much, as I did your great grandfather. Sometimes they have a child. And that would be your grandfather.
I'm gonna look at it and just go. I'm guessing Dad's side because pretty sure on Mom's side that they're not alive anymore.
You're actually pretty sure that great grandfather, that's going to be pushing it a bit for an elf, even. Judging by the amount, the rate elven people tend to have their children.
Yeah. But no,
Possible, but unlikely.
I mean, no, like. Starts counting on fingers. How. Didn't think any. How.
Do you need to sit down, dear?
He sits down.
And she comes over and sits at the table near you. And my name is Lunacia.
I'm gonna make you type that, Allie.
I will type that for you.
Because I probably misspelled Lynn anyways.
Lunasa.
I did. I spelled it with a Y. But how would you... I mean...
How do I look so lovely still?
Yes, I don't... Elves live a long time, but that's a very, very, very long time.
She looks a little nervous now, glancing around her again. And if this is upsetting for you to hear, just please tell me, and I will leave you be. Okay?
Okay.
No, you left him when you were very young. You wouldn't have been able to. Your family has some non-elven heritage in it, beyond you and your mother, I mean. And she's staring at you as if, like, hopeful that you'll get the hint, even though there's no particular reason for you to.
I'm gonna do this. Should I take disadvantage on this insight? Or should I be
It's not
just
really
normal?
it's not an insight. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to...
Trying to... Oh, I'd probably investigate. I'm trying to piece together what she's saying.
Yeah, I would say you can either do it. You can do an insight, yeah.
Wow, I almost
An
can't.
insight or an investigate. It depends. Yeah.
I think insight will work. They're both the same roll. I almost clicked intimidate.
Yeah. I've got something for you if you do an insight.
22.
She's probably not talking about any of the usual races.
I kind of want to use Sam's
And
line.
if you then give me either an Arcana or a History check, Becky.
Because the character will eventually be gaining it, we'll use the Arcana. No.
Oh no.
No.
You're clueless little baby.
Can I use Can I use Sam's line?
I got Sam's side.
Wait, I'm part Dryad.
No, because you don't know.
Well, I jump to conclusions, and that would be like the worst conclusion ever.
This was basically a roll for you to try and gauge which species you knew might be able to intermingle and live long.
Yeah.
But seeing you sort of not really making the leap that she's hoping for, not replying, she's going to give you a hesitant little smile and go, "I'm a dragon, dear."
How well is it known that dragons can shapeshift? Is that a public thing or not?
Let's see. It's been a few hundred years. Yeah, it's known.
Oh, damn! I should go, but dragons are
Actually,
big.
give me a very low DC roll, because while it is known you're from a bumpkin town.
Just like an in check.
Yeah, just straight in.
Net one. Nope. Damn.
Yeah, you're aware that dragons can shapeshift into other forms
Um,
and are capable of intermingling with other races.
I don't know, just in case this comes up, because I'm gonna insight check to make the second leap of this might be why mom left.
It's possible.
Um, is that
I
maybe why my mom left? Dad?
she looks aside. It's one part of the reason, dear. That's not really my place to speak, though.
Mm-hmm. Well, you are still family, and I don't know what family I have left anymore. So
She looks saddened, but at the second part, she seems to be pleased to hear you state her as family. 'Cause
I'm I'm gonna boop Dingus on the nose, and I go, I'm pretty sure he's gonna yell at me if I tell you to go away.
Dingus eyes cross, and he chomps at your finger.
Pretty sure I've been bit at least once. So
Yeah, probably. In fact, here you go, Blackie. He can't really get through your. I said,
I mean, at that point, he almost bites. I'm
Yeah.
like,
There's
that's my
another snap that
pressure.
misses.
I tempted to boop again, but I'm like to get nat 20.
And I'm very sorry for misleading you. I didn't
I
know how you'd react.
I can understand. I mean, they not most don't take kindly to them. So
Not here, no.
um, wait, does that mean I'm like? Let's see.
Are you trying to figure out how much dragon you are, dear?
I'm like half elf, 7/8. No, that doesn't work. Half would be 4/8. 3/8 elf and 1/8 dragon. Yeah, wait. I think so. I think that's the right numbers.
Something close to that.
Because it wouldn't take away from the human half. Because wait, was mom all human? That's not being said. That's not being said.
Okay.
The character has a high enough int everything to know that that's probably not going to be any different. How did you find me?
Again, that look of guilt crosses her face, and she looks a bit abashed as she scratches her head. Well, it may have been your father did not want me in your life, and all the same, I've been maybe watching you a little bit for most of it, and I saw what happened with Tarnstead.
Do you, by any chance, know if mom made it out?
Your mother is, and she frowns a little. She made it out, but
Is she one of the ones in the woods?
listen, she made it safely to her town, okay? But the snow, the cold, she's not doing well. But she's in care.
Do you know what town?
Yes, she managed to make it to Wintercroft. It's a town just west of Dolewood. She's in the care of physicians, though. She's just a little ill.
Okay. Oh, I don't think the party will, the group will understand me suddenly knowing. I think I'll have to get to Dolphood and convince them to go to Wintercroft from there.
She nods and she looks. a little sad. She's like, "Do you think they would be welcoming of me in your life?"
I'm gonna look at her and go, "How many people do you think I'm traveling with?"
She stares at you as if not entirely sure what your question's about, and then she goes, "Oh, your little Fey friend. You're what?
Yes.
Yes, I know about her."
I, I, I think this group is a lot more open, except for wow, my brain literally went except for Mr. Grumpy.
Oh, wow,
I mean, it's an apt description.
wow.
It
Yeah.
really is.
Oh, perhaps it's best you make sure first.
Yeah. The carpenter in town said my father was Kohis Sinala.
Yes, I think that is the name he took up.
I guess she's at least still up around Needlewood.
He is?
That's the carpenter I went. He was talking about adventures leaving Dulwood, and when he was asking about me, I mentioned, and he had a listing for that name from Order of Arrows 2 months ago, and said it was around Needlewood. So
It would not surprise me if he was still there, but he asked that I not check up on him anymore. So,
well, if I end up in that area, I will check up on him. And
well, she reaches out and sort of like pats your hand a bit. It's very nice to meet you, Carric. I always watched you grow up, and I've always wanted to be there, but
oh, you're
well,
here now, so I'm gonna actually look up and go. Also, Enrin kind of wants you to take that coin back.
my coin.
They're worth quite a bit. He doesn't feel comfortable having.
She frowns at him and goes, "Gold is gold."
It's he said it's a collector's item now.
And her face falls a bit. And give me an insight, Becky.
Is this a regular roll?
Yeah, it's just a regular roll. Yeah, that's enough. You think she's just being made to feel old?
Um, I, he doesn't feel comfortable with it. I'll put
I'm afraid I don't have any other coins.
I have some. I'll put a golden.
Okay, you do that. You take that coin for yourself.
Okay. I'm gonna actually put this as 32, and then here I'm gonna put
You may just want to list that separately as a
gold coin from Grandma.
yeah.
Actually, technically, I'm at 38 coins. Because technically I have all 6.
Yeah.
I know what happens with it, but I'm putting
Just remember that's distributed to everybody else.
yeah, I'm just gonna kick it down to 33. Okay. So I'm gonna go swap those and go. Thank you. He slips
In
it
fact,
in.
in fact, 1 second, and she's actually reaching down, uncoupling her coin purse, and it gets set down on the table in front of you with a clink, and she smiles wide at you. For all the treats I've never been able to get you.
That sounds like it's. This is not where he's confused, because that seems like overkill. But I mean, that's a lot of more invisible people I can find.
Yeah, she insistently pushes the coin purse towards you.
Okay, we're gonna just put this as purse of collector's coins. I will keep it safe.
safe. Just spend it here.
Well, I mean, kind of in the middle of nowhere right now, so.
Well, it's not far to. Oh no, I suppose it is far. Oh.
Kind of want to do wing motions at that point. It's that far.
Yeah.
But, so I guess the question is, who else is still alive besides you and Dad on this side?
She suddenly looks very crestfallen, and it's just you and him.
I'm sorry.
It happens. Your kind, elven kind, even does not live nearly as long, and even with my blood running through, I've seen mates and children come and go. And you are very precious. You are. Her eyes sort of dart over your face. Her mouth opening as she's about to say something, but then she closes it and just smiles. You could do an insight if you want. There's something being unsaid.
There's the roll that comes
yeah.
up when that happens.
No
the point
clue.
that it's actually something he'd want to know.
Mhm.
He rolls bad for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I actually did change that in my bio page, by the way. Okay. So I have no idea where she's from anymore. Grandma is a big dragon. Is the different color dragon stuff in public knowledge? I take it, general knowledge.
It's knowledge that there are different kind of dragons at this point with the education in this area. You probably wouldn't have much.
I just know that there are different colors, but
yes.
don't know anything. Can I ask a maybe bad question?
What is it, darling?
What color are you?
Oh, I'm what they call a copper, sweetie. And the hand that is holding yours starts to shift and shimmer a bit, and scale-like texture crossing it. And what you see are copper scales, only they are very, very heavily dulled, almost becoming grey.
What do dragon colors mean? I mean, we don't really talk about dragons much here anymore.
Long ago, they used to denote a sort of cosmic alignment, but that hasn't been the case for a long time. Now it's just temperaments, maybe. And and more importantly, they denote our spirit, our breath, our fierceness, where we like to dwell. Certain kinds more take to water, some take to underground.
I was half expecting Ali to go, that means this acid breath. I'm like, wait, I have to clean that up. Where do coppers dwell?
Oh no, Blackie. Why would you ask this?
It's the standard. I take it.
I believe they are mountainous. Let me check.
That's actually the thing I don't. Actually, I finally found my Draconomicon. You buried it in all my magic boxes. I don't know how that one worked. I actually just pull up out Sam's list because Sam actually gave me.
Let's see. I'm like, oh no.
If it's just the standard, just say the standard.
Yeah, no, I think it is. They are mountainous. They've got the climbing and.
I could have, if I would have done brass, I could have had.
Or are they woody? Oh, dry uplands and on hilltops. Okay,
woody is from Toy Story Alley.
We tend to prefer dry areas, but near the woodlands, just raised up, little caves in hilltops, that sort of thing.
Okay.
I actually live, and she's going to look towards the back of the bar, which you understand is an eastern-facing wall.
Okay.
And she sort of gestures off in that direction. I live close to the mountains, and the hill lands before them.
So we are here and to the east. So the mountain, that's part of the mountain ranges that the adventurers are going towards. It's just the upper part of it. Yeah, they're going to the southern part of it, it seems.
Yep.
Okay. Maybe someday I can come up and visit.
Oh, you'd be very, very welcome to. Oh, no, why didn't I bring something with me? And she's actually sort of glancing over her robes, the various couple of pouches that, knowing their shape-shifting capability, you're not entirely sure whether that's real or...
Sam would be so mad at me if I did that. Andrew Dingus, show him how to get there.
Well, how about
It seems you have ways to find me. I mean, so.
yes. I know. If you ever want to see me, what? Let's buy you some clothing. Yes, and she's actually going to grab your hands and try and pull you to stand up.
I'm pretty sure that doesn't have a problem.
Yep. There is a surprising amount of strength in this lady.
I was just saying, I'm like waiting for you to say like, and I'm over the table or on the floor.
Yeah. She springs you to your feet like you are a child.
Okay.
So what we're going to do? We're going to get you a delightfully bright piece of, I don't know. Do you like hats, scarves? Oh
God. If I get a hat, it looks like a red mage. Out of character. Probably a scarf.
A scarf. Okay. We're going to get you a delightfully bright scarf. You like reds? Is this your?
Yes.
Okay, we'll get you a nice. No, because then you'll want to wear it. We're going to get you a blue scarf. If you ever want to see me again, you just put it on, and it might take me a bit to notice, but I'll see it.
Okay. We're gonna go and I'm pretty sure there's a tailor in town.
Yep, which is where she starts to lead you towards. Which she seems to know her way around town, despite having said not being. Oh, 1 second. All right. Yeah. She leads you around town, despite having said, apparently not wandering around here.
Fine. Not gonna question you on this one.
And she boops.
Run up and then disconnected.
Oh no. Oh god, why do I have so many couch sheets in a session where I'm not even running encounters?
Sorry.
Oh, in fact, the reason she leads you there always is because it's right fucking near the tavern anyway.
At least she doesn't accidentally take me to the stables.
Yeah, she takes you into the tailor and
oh yeah, it's like right across down the street and across. Okay.
Yeah. And there's a few pre-made things made in here hanging up. Just simple shirts and such, nothing fancy because it's not a fancy pants town. But she's like, okay, she's looking you over as if you feel like she might be getting a bit carried away with this idea of dressing you up. She's trying to size you up. She's trying to think what you look nice in, despite you only needing an indicator that you're not going to wear otherwise. How about something? What sort of length do you like? Full wrapping or?
Out of character, I don't know how to scarf.
That's fine. You can have that in character.
I don't really know.
Well, hello. Is anybody in here? And you hear someone from the back going, "Oh, sorry, 1 moment." And a young human woman, wanders out to the front. Can I help you? Look, I need a scarf made for Carric here.
Yes.
And what do you think would suit him? I've been thinking something along with old Brodosian stylings and maybe some golden trim on the blue. And you see this tailor girl's looking at her like, didn't understand what that styling was. Probably doesn't do the golden trimming.
I'm gonna lean over going, I'm sure Grandma, it's a small village.
Oh, right, yes. Just a blue scarf, your finest material. And then the tailor girl smiles and nods and go, I can have that done real quick by the end of the day. And your grandmother smiles brightly. End of the day. Okay, yes. That'll be fine, won't it, Carrick?
Yes, it will, thank you.
Okay. And she reaches for her coin purse to pay. Oh.
How much, ma'am?
That'll be 8 silver.
I'm gonna reach into mine and pull out 8 silver. Since I finally moved him out of Electrum.
Yeah, she doesn't look happy for you to be paying. But she has no money on her now.
And that money would have caused issues around town, probably
Far
eventually.
too much. Yes. And the tailor takes your money and goes into the back, and she actually comes back out just showing off a bolt of, it looks like it's wool. It's nothing fancy, but it is dyed blue. And your grandmother looks to see what you think of it.
I think it looks nice.
And then she nods and smiles. Okay, marvelous. I guess we'll come back later. She now stands there in the tailor shop beside you, just sort of wringing her hands. So, I'm sorry, this has been a long time since I've talked to anyone.
It's okay. This area is not exactly, what's the word? I cannot think of the word.
Conducive?
That's the word. Conducive to talking to others for certain people.
She just nods. And what would you like to do? We could. Well, we've eaten. Have you eaten? You ate, didn't you? Yes.
Yes. Although unfortunately, I should probably be getting back to work soon before the dinner rush. Roughly what time is? I'm pretty sure most of us know by up at the sky.
Yeah, looking up at the sky, you don't have long till the dinner rush now, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, Grandma, I need to head back to work for the day.
And she looks momentarily crestfallen, and she looks up at the sky.
I'm gonna give her a hug.
You feel her body is a little stiff, not because she doesn't like this, but it's been a long time since she's felt this kind of contact. But after a moment, she wraps her arms around you and squeezes you perhaps a little bit too tightly.
I need new ribs.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I shouldn't. I should be going then.
Okay. We'll be here at least for, I'm guessing, a couple days. Because even if they find the children, I don't think we'll leave immediately. Because by the time, because as of us leaving the tavern, I have not seen the rest of the party return yet.
Nope, not yet.
So I'm gonna guess, since it's almost dinner rush, that we're probably not leaving today.
No.
So, and probably not tomorrow, because we probably don't want to.
You probably wouldn't depart on the same day they return.
Yeah. So, I'll be here for this couple days. So
I know. I'll keep an eye out when you hit Dolpwood. I'll see you in Dolpwood. Yes.
Yep, absolutely, Grandma.
Good. There's things I need to take care of, and Well, I'll see you soon, and I'll bring you a gift.
Hold
Yes.
1 second, Allie.
Mm-hmm.
Try talking now.
I am talking now.
Let me do this. You're robotic at my end.
Oh no.
Let me.
Uh-oh.
Try now.
I'm Addy. Hello, Addy. Can we be Addy now?
You're still Allie
I will
robot.
change server.
Okay.
How is this?
There you go. Now
Okay.
you sound like Allie instead of Allie bot.
Yeah.
Okay. So I heard I have some stuff to do.
I have some things to take care of, but I will see you in Dolwood, and I'll bring you a gift.
You gave me a gift, Grandma.
What? Coins aren't gifts.
Out of character. Is it public knowledge about dragons and hordes?
There is a stereotype of dragons hoarding. However, it is also known that they value different things.
Okay. Because if it was the horde, that'd be like, but Grandma, coins, dragon. Okay, Grandma. Thank you.
Yeah, she smiles and she hugs you again. This time, picking you up slightly, lifting you from your feet, for setting you back down, and kissing you on the cheek. And you be good now. And
I will. Thank you.
oh, it's so very nice to see you.
It's very nice to meet you, Grandma.
And her gaze lingers on you as if she really doesn't want to go. Before she sighs and, would you walk me to out of town?
Sure.
Oh
Grandma.
no, you have to work. Don't
Look
worry
at the
about it.
time. Do I have the time?
You'd probably
Roughly.
be pushing it.
Is that including with super dash power?
Super
back.
dash, but it'll be cutting it out close.
I need to look at the map again.
You want big map or little map?
Nah, the little map. So, map doesn't have direction on it.
The map is north, is top, so on and so forth.
So
that road going east actually curves down around towards the south. That's the road that heads to the southern areas.
Okay.
It's
that's what I'm
basically
saying
the road carves around farm fields.
I will go as far as I think I can go and still get back in time.
Okay. Well, she walks out the tailors with you, and she glances at the western leaving road and the eastern leaving road, and then shrugs slightly as if it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
And she'll start to head off down the eastern leaving road, one that heads south.
Okay.
You walk with her for a bit down the road, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and it feels like you're starting to get to that point where I really should head back.
Okay.
But she glances back towards the town, which is a little distant now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. This is always risky.
I need a feather fall spell because I have a feeling I don't tap it in, and it would make it better if she could drop me. Fly back over, drop.
Yep, she turns back to you, gives you another hug, and goes, "Well, I suppose this is where I leave. Thank you, Carric."
Thank you, Grandma.
And she smiles fondly at you, and then she steps back a few paces, a few more paces, a whole lot more paces, and then you see her form start to shimmer, and a sort of light masks it as that masking light grows larger and larger and larger and larger.
You take a couple steps back.
Yeah.
Because
until the form of a ancient copper dragon is standing before you, towering above you immensely. Her scales dulled with age, her body moving stiffly, achily, even as she stretches out her wings. And the head lowers down towards you. And there's, even with the, quite frankly, alien appearance of draconic eyes to you, there's fondness in them. And you hear words that really shouldn't be coming from that muzzle, and it's almost as much felt as heard. There are slight under rumblings of a strange bestial language, but you hear the common clear through of "I'll be seeing you soon, dear."
Okay, Grandma, be safe.
And then, with as gentle a flap of her wings as she can to get herself airborne, which still buffet you
I was
backwards.
to say, without sending me flying back to town.
Yeah. She takes to the air and then shimmers as an invisibility spell seems to take effect again. But you can still hear those wing beats taking off into the distance.
Maybe I'll be taking visibility as a spell. Oh, hold on. Phone call. Nope, never mind. Don't recognize that number. Nobody that I should be talking to at that point if I don't have the number. So, okay. I wave by and make sure I'm holding Dingus on my shoulder because I know claws. Don't like
Dingus
claws.
looks awestruck.
I'm gonna start running back to the tavern now.
Okay, even as you're running, Dingus's claws are digging into your clothing and a little into your flesh. But he is chirping excitedly in your head of big, big, pretty big, pretty big, pretty big.
That's my grandma.
Confused shapes.
I have successfully broken the dingus.
Yeah. Confused shapes, questioning shapes, confused shapes.
I will go through Grandma's explanation. Two beings love each
other. To get back to town, Blackie, make an athletics check.
That's a bad roll. That is actually the only skill I have no bonus in. Like straight up.
Don't worry, I'm covering the DC with the fact that you do go. Hey, that's fine. So you run back into town. As you run into town through the pathway, you pass Guardsman Henry House, and you see him outside, and you hear the little as you go by. He may have been trying to greet you, may have had something to ask, but you fly by him. You fly by the bathhouse, skid through the streets, dodging past people who are now starting to mill about, and into the tavern where people are starting to pile in. It looks like you've managed to just beat the rush, though, and Enrin is standing there behind the bar and looks relieved as you enter.
I clean the scuff marks. Sorry about that, sir.
As you swing the door open, you step inside and you don't hear the shutter of the door. But you do hear the footfalls of many people entering behind you, holding the door open as they come in.
Like, God damn it, Allie, dragon can't fit in here. And I'm ready to go to Enrin. The gold's been returned, sir. We got a regular one in place of it.
Did you find out what that was all about?
Just a mistake.
Costly mistake.
But
well,
she
thank you for returning, lad.
No problem, sir. She was very thankful for the meal and the wine that she had.
Oh, glad to hear it. Right, into the kitchen with you. Actually, I can handle the kitchen. What would you rather do? You seem pretty apt at cooking, and you seem pretty apt at serving.
I think I would like to serve tonight, if that's okay.
That's no problem. I'll cook. And he heads on back and leaves you to serve at the bar.
I'm gonna serve the bar. The whole thing gets thrown at someone.
And you're able to spend the night serving customers as per usual. It's a nice familiar reprieve, even if it's a different location. Makes it easy to forget about things for a little bit. But soon enough, your shift does come to an end, and he invites you to serve yourself up some dinner before you can head to bed.
I am going to accept the foods.
Yeah. It gives you stuff that's already been cooked and prepared because there's always going to be leftovers from a rush like that. And he sets you down at a table, claps you on the shoulder, and then heads off to start cleaning up himself.
Gonna find a place to hide the pouch.
Okay.
Now in my gear.
Okay. You can sequester it away.
Okay.
Are you going to check it first?
Yes. And no, it's not going in the bag of holding because I'm keeping it away from everybody.
Okay. In that pouch are 11 gold coins.
I do not have. It's come on. Yeah.
And it is only gold coins. Seems she did not have any smaller diminutions.
I put 11 ancient gold coins.
Yep, and they are all about that error as well.
Okay.
There is also what looks like to be a folded note on very, very fine parchment.
Okay. I'm gonna old parchment, worry
No,
if I open this, it's gonna break.
It looks like it might. It's hard to tell its age. It looks very finely preserved, but it's a very high quality.
Okay, I'm gonna be very careful with it, but I just understand that I'm not gonna touch it up; it's gonna crumble.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be
No,
very careful to open
it
it.
seems to be robust enough to handle.
Okay.
Yeah, you unfold it, and there is a unpracticed but very, very pleasant handwriting on it. And it basically says, "My dearest Carric, I'm afraid I will not be able to muster the courage to speak to you, and I will be leaving this with you, as instead of my words. I am the lady who came to see you today. I believe I'll introduce myself as Lynn. That's not the whole truth, and it's becoming quickly apparent this is what she'd intended rather than actually speaking to you.
Mm-hmm.
I am a relative of yours, an old one. I'm your great grandmother, and I just want you to know that I love you very, very dearly. I'm sorry I have not been an heir in your life, but know that if I could have been, I would have. You probably have a lot of questions, but I am not brave enough to answer them. If you ever wish to know more, though, and if I can ever muster the courage, you can find me in the old peaks where the ruins of Killinwood used to be. I trust you can find the information you need to get there from that. There are so many things I do want to tell you, I really do, but I think it's up to you to decide whether you want to know. Just there is a great power in your blood. You may have heard tales of great sorcerers and powerful magics being thrown around, granted by ancient lineage. You are like that. Or at least I hope you are. And there is a visible difference in ink
Mm-hmm.
on the next line, as if she's stopped there and left it for a while.
Okay.
And it just continues on. I really do hope you'll see me. I really hope you will not be afraid of me. Please keep yourself safe, my darling Carric. And then it is just signed, Grandma.
Okay, I am going to leave that in the pouch.
Mm-hmm.
Get it all stashed away just because it's.
Make sure you add one rambling draconic letter to your inventory.
I actually, inside the pouch,
Mm-hmm.
actually have it written as 11 ancient gold coins and folded note.
Yeah.
So we put folded note from Grandma.
Which, with the one that was used earlier, that actually totals 12 ancient gold coins.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was included in that
Yeah.
thing. Okay. Those are going to be for the, oh God, we need something needs to be taken care of because
Mhm.
I am not going to go.
Yeah,
Here.
that's over 1,000 potentially if you can find the right collector.
Yeah. And my phone just buzzed. Please tell me it wasn't a voicemail because I really don't want a freaking voicemail. No, but it's something about exploding kittens. In a normal context of a group.
Also, give me an insight check
Insight.
after reading that letter.
23.
Some of what she has told you in person feels like it should have been in a letter, and some of what's in the letter feels like something she would have wanted to say in person. And the way she was sort of fretting and milling and pausing, you don't know if dragons can lose their mind or go senile or even just little memory issues, but it felt a little like that. Not severely, just you've seen people in Tarnstead before that start to age and started to lose track of things a bit.
Oh God, this is what the dwarf's gonna do in a couple of years.
It seems like she was having trouble remembering exactly what she wanted to say to you or what was important.
Okay. Grandma's gone a little crazy, but it's still good. As long as she doesn't decide the brownie's a brownie like the food.
Delicious.
I'm waiting for that to come up at some point. Like, you mean like the food?
Now, did you save any scraps of your dinner for Dingus?
I would have been sharing it with him.
Okay, good. He's chirping happily and sort of sprawled out by you. Full tummy, happy Dingus.
Boop his nose.
He tries to nip at your finger again.
I figured.
Let me roll his attack roll.
And here's the crit.
Dingus chomp, 14.
Yeah, because I don't have the armor yet, so.
Alright, but he's biting very lightly. 1 point of damage.
Okay. There you go.
Dingus and angry little flashes, red squares, red hexagons. Dingus not like boop.
My brain goes, it just takes time. Eventually, all cats get used to being booped. that's out of character.
And then you get blue, green, circle, and flashes of Gifton in your mind. And he tilts his head, and there's that sort of sad wibble. Where is Gifton?
How long have they been gone at this point, roughly? Like, has it been the full day?
Full day.
I mean, we could go down and see if. Well, we're downstairs right now, aren't we?
Yes.
Well, the coins won't be taken care of until upstairs, but I'm gonna mill on out. I'm gonna pick them up, and I'm gonna go out to the exit they used.
Mm-hmm.
But before we go further, I'm gonna pause because I need a bio break.
Okay. Sammy. Blackie's peeing.
Oh my God, the being.
Why is he peeing?
Grandma's so cute.
Yeah, they've switched up Copper Dragon's habitats a bit.
Have they?
Yeah, they now like light hill land.
Oh, they do? Okay. I just looked up an old wiki and was like, I got deserts and shit.
Yeah, because that's the thing, I was remembering deserts and rocky stuff, but apparently not anymore. I think it's my word I could have gone with either, but you
can do whatever you want. You can actually.
I was suddenly like, oh shit, I didn't think about that.
Well, basically, you can just they like to have rocky.
They've got preferences, but
they like to have a rocky home. Is basically
yeah.
like
The most important thing is a nice little cave.
Mm-hmm. Like some of them will be like, oh, I want to have water nearby. Some are gonna be like, I want to have a woods, and they're kind of like, don't care, just really nice cave, please.
Yep. It seems like coppers are a little bit of a tiny bit of a counterpart to greens now in what they like.
Mm-hmm. Which is good. like to think she's gonna forget halfway there that she gave him the money and meant to do that. And she's gonna be like, "Kid stole my cash."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. She's old and lonely.
Poor sweetie. This is basically how I saw her hugging Carric.
My Discord.
Go boom.
Yes.
How long had you guys been going before I showed up?
I don't actually remember when we started. I don't think it was too long before he showed up.
Okay.
Blackie was like, I am here now. Should we do it now? I was like, okay. I am not prepared.
I like checked on my phone and was like, "Oh, I see you there." So I dove in really quick and turned on OBS to record it, so you'd have this for later for your notes. Because I didn't know if you had it. I was like, "Whoop whoop."
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Also, I'm avidly taking notes of NPC names because it's important. Not that I've gotten any really new ones. I do think it's funny we have 2 Matthews in town now.
It's a common name.
Yeah. No, I like it because it makes sense, you know?
Mhm.
It's like there should be multiples. Like, do you mean the Matthew like the stable boy, or do you mean like Matthew Terrell? No, different.
That's why the
Lynn.
fucking Lynn. You mean Lynn from just over there? Like no, not that Lynn. I'm very much trying to remind myself to give stuff like elves and such elvenish last names, but because I want that blending, not to stick to elven first names.
Mm. Makes sense. I like it.
So trying to show, is it a traditional elven family? Is it a long-lived old elven? Because the nobles probably still going to have elvenish names because they're proud.
Is it a human with a really elven sounding name because their parents were that way?
Mm-hmm.
Because I really believe that happens.
Yep.
We're gonna run into a guy named Elathrandil, and it's gonna be just like this pudgy little like human guy with a big bulbous nose, and
Yep.
dark hair, squinty eyes, all that stuff, and just like my dad really liked elves.
Farm stable hand Matthew, son of innkeeper, was named after an old human friend of the innkeeper's.
Aw.
I'm back.
Oh, Sabraki.
Banish myself.
Yes.
Okay. Sabraki, when did we start? Sam asked, and I wasn't sure.
Doing stuff?
Yeah.
I want to say it was 12:30, so it's been
12:30.
like almost 3 hours.
Yeah. I was going to say, we'll probably wrap up soon. There's just a little bit more.
It's fine. The only thing I have to do today is go grocery shopping.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Oh shit, where were we?
I headed out of the tavern, was heading to the road that they headed out of.
Okay. Yes. You head over there. The sun is setting. Actually, the sun's probably already set. It's winter. It's early. Um,
Mhm.
and there's a few torchlights being lit around the village, but most of the light is coming from the glows of windows. You can still hear the forge ringing across town. Noises of people still working away, but it's starting to hit that wind down period.
Mhm.
There's no sign of your companions yet. Dingus is trying to like bring his head up as if to see further down the path.
I'm gonna pick him up
Dingus
and
flaps.
like put him on top of my head so he can see better.
Okay, you get claws gripping into your scalp
Up.
as
But
he
gonna try to get him to just flop instead of claws.
give
I'm
me
like,
an
no
animal
claws,
handling check.
no claws, no claws. Come on. Where's my characters? Where's my character sheet? Uh... 21.
Okay, yeah. You sort of guide him down. There's a moment there where you realize, shit, if I fuck this up, this will be a flailing little pseudo dragon on my head. But you guide him to lay down on top of your head. It's a bit weird because he's fairly large.
Mhm.
The wings drape either side of your head though, and he sort of just gazes off down the path. He's starting to pine.
I pet him a little bit. I understand I kind of wanted to go, but they really didn't want me to go.
And there's that flash of Gifton.
Now you got me questioning, Allie. Because the character's like, he's worried too, because he knows how far away it is and ain't far.
No, it's pretty far.
Thought it wasn't that far away.
No, it was a decent chunk of journey.
Like, how far? Like, rough.
Probably half a day.
Oh. So, it's not... Okay, so it's not actually the point where we start going, this is...
Yeah,
taking them
they're not
long.
overdue yet.
They'll be fine. It's a long way out there. Let's go get you something.
Despite having just been fed with your dinner as well, he chirps happily. And
So I'm just gonna have a fat little pseudo dragon by the end of this adventure.
yeah, yeah, Gifton. When you returned, he was a little porky. But you head back to the tavern, and you're able to spend the rest of your night quietly, just doing whatever you want, whether it's be reading or.
I can't do what I really want to do because either A, he's gonna think it's racist, or B, he's gonna think they're his.
What is it?
I was gonna make a little pile of money and put him on top of it, but then I'm like, he might think that's actually his then. Or he's gonna be like sending racist images at me because he's so like, that's racist.
Yeah.
Did we make up a bed for Gifton, by the way?
I don't recall.
Maybe Gifton can pipe up about this.
I don't think he made a bed up.
I have my own bedroll.
Yeah,
Okay, so we didn't like.
She basically
make a
camped in
hammock or
one of the inn
anything like that.
rooms.
Yeah, I knew she camped in one of the rooms with us. I just didn't know if we had done something up, so she wasn't just like bedroll on the floor.
Every time you guys leave the room and I'm still in there, I go and claim
go.
a pillow, and it's amazing.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like, "This is my bed. This is amazing. It is huge."
So, anything in particular you'd like to do during the evening, Becky?
I'm gonna continue with the thieves' canting.
Okay, you continue studying that, and yeah, it's weird, but you are starting to see how there are repeated phrases here, and they clearly have double meanings. And you think you're actually starting to get the gist of it, the understanding, but you'd have to put it into practice to be sure.
I suddenly go, "Let's go fishing."
Dingus flashes the image of fish in your mind, and like chirps like yum yum.
Oh, it means let's go rob a bank. Pretty sure you both saw that one.
Dingus gives you a very confused look.
I just hold up the little book. Different things mean different. It's a secret language.
Dingus peers at it, and hang on a second. He's looking over the words, and
Okay.
it talks about fishing. It talks about peers. It talks about weather, and you get flashes of those ideas in your head. He clearly understands what's written there, and is pretty sure what's written there is what it means.
Just gonna kind of pat him on the head. Gonna go put him on a pillow.
Dingus takes the pillow and he starts dragging it towards what you know as the room Gifton was sleeping in. He wants to be there.
Is that room locked?
That room is locked.
No, it's not.
Okay, so you crouch in front of the door, and why not? Let's give this a shot. And Dingus looks at you, wondering what the hell you're doing. That's not a key. Flashes the image of a key in your mind.
Does it work both ways?
Nope.
Can I respond to that? Okay. So it's not like
It's one way.
I had. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is why it's really obnoxious to me when he's constantly trying to badger me when I'm in a backpack because I can't talk
Uh-huh.
back to him.
And there is a click of a door opening, and that was so easy.
Gonna open the door. The best part is technically, I think I actually get advantage on that.
And Dingus traps happily, picks up his pillow, and takes it towards the spot where you wouldn't be aware, but it's where Gifton sets up her bed.
Okay, I let him, and then I lock the door.
There is the questioning trap in your head. Flashes
Actually-
of Carric.
Actually, I'm gonna unlock the door because I just suddenly thought about the fact of if they don't come in tonight. Actually, the better probably thought would have been if they do come in tonight, someone's suddenly gonna be like, dragon. So, if I try to leave the room, I take it he's not happy.
He seems worried.
Whose room is this? Oh, hold on, that's the house phone. That's the actual house phone.
Uh-oh.
It was Vincent from Card Holder Services,
Ooh.
aka Robocall.
Nice.
Okay, and now I actually have the house phone in here with me, so I don't have to get up. So,
Yeah. If I recall correctly, Sam can correct me if this isn't true. I believe she was in the room with Cassiopeia.
No, Cassiopeia
Wait.
sleeps in the
Oh no,
stables.
Cassiopeia's in the stables.
I sleep with RG.
You sleep with RG. That's it. I was sitting there going, I know it was gender split.
oh no,
I don't know how we had it split though, because I think we were doing 2 in each room, and Gifton didn't count, but I was with RG.
RG, but I don't remember who else.
It smells like alcohol in here.
RG and Faudia, that's what it was. I'm pretty sure.
So we stuck the old people together.
Apparently.
Well, looks like I'm sleeping in a different bed tonight.
Dingus chirps happily as you come in with him.
Yeah, because don't want him to leave Dingus alone. He's gonna get himself in trouble with potatoes, probably.
Oh, potato.
I'm pretty sure that the mashed potatoes have stopped being served by now, at least to our party.
I don't know, this is only a little mess. It was so close to backpacks.
Backpack. There was something about a cup of ale and mashed potatoes, and
Yeah, but Argy drunk that, so there was no evidence.
oh, well, I mean, people probably saw it, which may make people question if Argy should actually be making alcohol. It's just unprepared vodka.
But so you go to bed.
Yes.
Okay, taking a leaf out of Sam's book here. In your sleep, in your dreams, you you dream of happy things. You remember times from your childhood with your mother. That usual dream state of everything seems a little out of proportion, out of time, out of touch, but they're clearly reflecting old memories.
Mom's hands are so huge.
Yep. There's the usual thing of Carric, you're going to be late for school if you don't put on your pants. Oh no, Carric, don't leave without your pants. But you don't even remember going to a thing called school, so that's a bit weird.
The hell, Sam? Why did you leave that to the two of us?
Because it's a tradition. I'm just sad you didn't link the video and start laughing. It's what has to be linked during the dream sequence.
I don't remember Sam ever linking that during a dream.
It was always me that linked it. Instead of trying to get revenge, but I love it. And you are chased across fields by growling peanuts. Fear entering your body. No. Eventually, your dreams shift. You feel a almost let me find the right words. Blackie? Oh god, no, I'm getting really confused.
Well, I mean, you are talking to me.
It's true. It's a almost fizzy warmth, tingling through your form, your dream state, and it flows through you and encompasses you, and you feel so strong, so powerful, and it's that feeling of I could strike at people without even moving a finger. I could do so much just with my very being, my very essence. And then you wake up and it's all over.
Oh. Is it like daytime, or did I wake up in the middle of the night?
It's starting to. You've been ingrained in that job long enough to know
It's wake
when
up
you need to
time.
wake. It's wake up time.
So it wasn't the middle of the dream. Just wake up in the middle of the night and go.
However, your bed sheets are kind of on fire.
My bed sheets aren't on fire at all.
Your bed sheets?
No, they're not. Remember, someone else's.
The bed sheets that you are sleeping with.
Have
a flickering green flame to them.
I'm gonna slap.
Dingus is awoken by your slapping frantically at the sheets and starts to in alarm. As you try
God,
and
the fire alarm going off.
Yeah.
Dingus is becoming comic relief, although obvious he's kind of always.
And there's flashes of what's happening, burning fire, what? Orange rectangle.
Do they go out or are they?
They go out.
Okay, I'm like, I'm not being told to go out. Allie, we're not burning down the tavern. We burned down one town already.
And you are left with charred bed sheets, clear holes where your hands were.
This isn't good. Thinking back, does this come up before? Like damage to rooms? Like
I want you to make a. What would you say recalling is?
Coughing, obviously. So either enter wisdom. It's obviously not.
That's tricky. Hey, what does that? I can remember everything. Give you a bonus in. Does that give a stat up?
Good question. Give me a second. Reach over here and almost flip my chair. High shadow. No, you're gonna stay down here today, huh? After I finished making lunch, and she immediately booked the hell upstairs. Int.
Int. Yeah, I would like an intelligence roll from you.
Oh no!
With advantage.
Yay!
Wow. Yeah,
The dice have to
can't.
eventually betray me.
You can't remember.
I mean, if that was an say, that would be an 8. Oh, no, then it'd be a 7. That still wouldn't do
No.
anything.
Wow.
So, I want to fix this. I don't know how to fix this.
You think about it. You really want to fix this. You really want to fix this. And as you're thinking that, still holding the sheets, those holes mend
This
themselves.
works.
Yeah.
I dropped the bed sheets.
They come down on Dingus. Yeah. Dingus chirps angrily.
I'm pretty sure this is the roll I need to make. No,
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm not a wizard.
What
Wizards
you
have
did was
books.
clearly just magic.
A bit of magic. I'm pretty sure the groups know that there's different magic
You
types.
probably wouldn't have gotten that without the fact that
Yeah.
you'd read the letter earlier.
Yeah. So, I wonder if I cast Mend on Dingus and fix him. Out of character comment.
What was that?
I said, I wonder if I cast Mend on Dingus and fix all the head injuries.
Oh,
There's nothing wrong with my beautiful child.
Dingus is a precious
I'm sorry.
baby.
He has hit how many trees now? He probably might have something wrong with him by now.
Canonically, in this game, he's only hit one tree.
One tree. Okay, only one so far. I mean, he was running in circles.
Dingus is a fierce little dragon.
I will also
and
point out
he
everybody
is-
else in the same situation as Dingus also fell or hit something.
it's
So
true.
there's a lot of head wounds, a lot of undocumented crazy.
I didn't hit anything.
I'm Maddie.
You dropped dice.
I did.
What kind of dice was it?
It's a D6.
Oh no, she's casting fireballs now. No. I'm gonna pick up the sheet
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna poke at the burn mark again, where it was burned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems whole and fine.
Gonna make the bed. I haven't decided if I'm moving Dingus first. I may make the bed over him. Actually, no, I'm not.
Noticeably, there is still looks like sooty material on it, excess, even though it is fully whole and repaired. Because mending does not actually get rid of any dirt or such.
Yeah, I need to clean this now. I'm thinking about cleaning. I'm gonna guess this happens.
Yep. Prestidigitation. That black squatting just seems to flicker off. Now, what you
Is it
might
really-
actually take as a takeaway from this is I can do anything, but
Jump out the window. No, if anything, he'd be like, I just became better at doing my job.
now
Got
What?
job-related things.
give me a very, very easy int check, please. With advantage. This is common knowledge. Yeah, they send wizards away to the military, magic users away to the military forcefully.
Okay. Not gonna be using this too much. Arcane, I'm guessing, because are clerics like a thing? Like public
Clerics
thing?
are very, very, very rare.
Okay, but it's we know of them.
You
existing.
know of high up priests and such that are able to perform miracles from the gods.
Okay, and I'm guessing those don't get shoved away. to
Those
the
do not get shunted away, although
Okay.
they often work with.
the military. You know,
Mhm.
this
They
man
are-
has lost a limb. Regenerate.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Lucky thing is, we're gonna keep this a secret.
Questioning head tilt, blue square.
I don't want to be sent away to work in the military. I'd like gifting in them.
His head tilts. Purple parallelogram. What secret?
Hold up the sheet and
There is the flash in your mind, and the impression that he thinks you've just set fire to it somehow accidentally through like way people set fire to things.
okay. On the plus side, he is about the intelligence of a standard cat, so I'm fine. Um, so I'm good. I just need to figure out how to break this to the rest of the group that suddenly I can do things without getting caught. I'm gonna make the bed.
Okay, you make the bed. You're very good at this. Not going to make you do a check for that. You've done this before.
So this doesn't go off too.
If you want it to,
Um,
do you stand away from the bed and try and
no,
make
I'm
it?
pretty sure at some point, because of everything going on, that
You
I'm
think I
not
need to
doing
reach
as,
that,
as great as I normally do, and I go, crap, I forgot to do.
and suddenly that sheet is pulling itself up without you having to go over it.
It just makes me a better person at my job. I just have to make sure that whatever I'm doing, it looks like I'm actually doing the work.
Carric is, in fact, just going full on back into the hospitality business with his newfound powers. No adventuring needed. Yeah. So you have discovered this new trait of yourself. So fast forwarding a little bit because we're starting to run short on time.
Yep.
It takes most of the rest of the day before your party starts to come back before nightfall.
Okay.
Anything you'd particularly like to do during that time?
I'm gonna go pick up the scarf when I've got a break from work.
Cool. Yeah, you go pick up the scarf. It's all nice and done. It's well made. It's very competently made. It's going to be sturdy. It will keep you warm if you wear it.
Not putting it on right now. I will try it on inside to make sure it fits and everything.
Miles and miles away, a dragon excitedly goes, "He needs me," and starts heading down. No,
I'm like, mentally, I'm going. I'm hoping that doesn't mean there's suddenly gonna be. Oh, uh-oh.
oh.
Well, you see, he's gonna be called racist by his grandmother. So I'm
What's
pretty
that?
sure at this point, she mentioned the breath weapon thing. I'm pretty sure we just think dragons breathe fire now.
Yeah, there is a very common, mainly because Reds do still have that history of they were the ones that terrorized.
So Grandma's gonna call him racist because the first thing he when somebody's going, "Can you breathe fire for me?" And she'd be like,
No.
"Really, really?" But I'm gonna. Is it the same woman? I don't know how many people.
Yeah, it's just the same girl that works in here.
I'm gonna thank you. What was your name, Miss?
Did I give her name? Don't think I did.
I don't think.
My name is Sarah.
Yep, we do not have it. So I will put it in the notes list because we have a bunch of things in there. And that is Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
Is the is it just you that works here, or?
Oh no, my daddy works here normally, but he's off filling one of those noble folk.
Oh, well, that sounds like a good job.
She smiles and nods.
Is she like my age ish?
She looks like she might be about 16 or so.
Okay, so she's younger.
Mm-hmm.
Is age girl that works. Oops, not lurks. Works. Taylor.
Which, considering her age, it really is a finely made scarf.
I'm gonna guess. Oh my God, Sam! One, you misspelled the name. There's no H at the end of Sarah.
Yes, there is.
No, for she's going for Sarah Angel. That one's
Oh,
just
Sarah.
Cerra. And did I spell it? Did I spell it with an H, or did I use the other spelling on this one? I've got so many people I deal with that are Sarah without the H at the end. I actually left the H off on her name, so I'm going to fix that. Okay. I'm gonna head back to the tavern, and I'm going to put that away just because, especially since I'm working, I don't want to risk getting that caught on something or.
Yeah, you're able to store that away up in your room.
Okay, and continue the works.
Okay. So the rest of the day passes by, and it's the very typical day that you remember having. You deal with the lunch rush, you deal with the evening rush, and it's during that evening rush that you actually hear hollers from outside, and it is the returning of your compatriots. At which point, we're basically going to wrap up because they will have to fill you in. In fact, I could fill you in what happens over the next few days of in-game time that has happened, but I can't be bothered, so they'll have to do it.
I actually know. I've been being told, so I know what is.
Sam, as you're here,
Yes.
you better be here.
I'm here.
To add on to what happened over those few days, Gifton, you get flashes from Dingus every now and then. It's Mistiel. Mistiel, just that happens very often. There's a tinge of that. Don't leave.
Yeah, I know I didn't spend a lot of time doing dingus stuff in the tavern, but I was trying to keep things moving. But basically, all the downtime with her over with Archie's just basically sitting there just hugging on dingus.
There is also the occasional flash tinged with humor. He apparently finds this incredibly purple square that
I'm sorry, this is a great way to
an
humor.
Incredibly purple square, right?
Yeah, that Carric set fire to bed.
Very confused about that.
Yep. And also you get flashes of pretty big, and then there is copper color, and there is turquoise eyes. He keeps flashing turquoise eyes at you.
Surprisingly, no flappy flaps.
I have no idea how to take this. I think he's just met a really nice big woman.
Yes.
Well, technically he did.
He did.
And every time he flashes pretty big at you, he flaps his wings frantically and lets out his fiercest little ah.
I don't understand this at all, but I will take it because we have a language barrier that me and him are working through.
Yep.
It's hard to get these concepts across. I'm pretty sure if he does pretty big in relation to the person, if I ever see them, I will make the connection of, oh, that one, rar, at him, and he'll be like, rar, and then I'll be like, okay, her name is Rari.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm gifted.
What?
Carric. Can you, when you have a chance before you leave, take a look at the tavern stove?
Yeah, I gotta stay up all night. I gotta, I'm just gonna be around the tavern all day. Anything to fix, I can fix anything. Just let me know, I can fix things.
It kept flaring on me when I was cooking and you guys were gone.
I can fix everything. Yeah, I got my tools.
Okay, and that is where we're gonna wrap.
The amount of energy contained in a unable. Wait, I thought you. So wait, you can't sleep either.
Basically,
she wasn't sure.
I wasn't sure, and basically